got a little update on my dash. So, if you remember from before, I was talking about I was planning on having this be curved like a circle basically, but when I rough cut it, it was sort of roughly this shape, and I decided I like this better. And so I cleaned it up and tried to make it more symmetrical. And I remember from the center down here up to that edge, it goes up kind of at an angle. And so this, from this little knee basically to here, from that down to the bottom, it's wider here than here, just due to the nature of it being a slight angle like that. Well, the bottom I wanted to be level when it's in the boat, so I put this in the boat, measured it, and so I got that sanded so it's level. But then you can see curve. It's a little hard to see, but and then this curves up, and this is a little bit longer than that, and so be it. I mean, that I think it'll look fine. And then what I tried to do is make it symmetrical along the center of the steering column, but I tried to make it centered from like this knee area to this one, because this, since it goes up further, you can't make it symmetrical between this and the center and this one. But and this is just a minor detail, nobody will ever notice that but me. And actually I like the way it looks. When I just look at it, it does look centered and symmetrical, even though this goes up a little more. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So I put the dash back in the boat and then measured the center line and made sure it was vertical. And then you can see, it's hard to see, but I put a straight line across that way. It was also level, indicating the center. It's a little hard to see that. There, you can see it. Right there. To help me, I'm working on where I'm going to put the gauges now. So I'll keep chipping away at that. I've been working on the layout of my dash, and so I cut these templates to show kind of gauges, sizes, and my push buttons, and then that's my coast key push button start, and this is the zip weight controller. And so this allowed me just kind of move them around and see how I like it. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do the switches yet, but that's what I'm thinking about right now. Of course, the steering wheel goes here, and so that is what I've been working on. And I actually have some of these holes drilled already, so I just have one more to go. And so I, just takes kind of measurements, and you figure out how far apart you want them. And of course, the holes you drill are smaller than the actual face plates of the gauges, which does give you a little play, which is nice. I try to get as close as I can, but then these little gauges have a little more play than the bigger ones even. And so I thought what I would do is just show how I'm drilling these. So I've got one more to go here. I haven't drilled that one yet. I'm going to wait on that until I get the push button start. And of course, these will be coming. And then this thing actually has a round hole that I'll be drilling, because the zip weight controller just goes in a round hole, but then this is what the plate looks like. So, but I figured I'd show with this how I've been doing this one. All right, so I've got the hole saw tightened in here. And one of the things I do, these hole saws, hold on a second. This is a snap lock type Diablo, but sometimes when you snap it in, it can wobble a little, and so sometimes you have to tap it or reset it so it's nice and straight. And this actually looks pretty good. So already got the mark where I want it. And so now this side, I have to put a little something over here to hold that up a little bit for me. Just give me a little bit of assistance. And then, so what I do is, of course, try to get it. I made just a little punch mark where I want it. And what I do is, when you lower the bit, I check 90 degrees, and when you lower the bit, you can see it. If it tries to move one way or another, then I just give it a gentle tap. When I'm getting close, of course. It's not the cleanest clamping setup, but it works. So that looks pretty good. I go 90 degrees, and then I look. That is off. So it's got to come this way a little bit. Actually, it's got to come this way. It's getting close. Let's get a little. Maybe just a hair too far. Looks right funny. So that looks good. Again, when that bit goes down, you'll see it kind of go this way or that way. That's what I'm looking for anyway. And then you know you got to adjust a little bit. Clamp it down and just check it again. Looks good. So, and what I'm going to do, that's what I did with the other ones, is I'm going to run my dust collection. I hold the hose up just to vacuum it away as it's drilling. And there you have it. And one thing I didn't mention, I mean, you could see it. I got a piece of wood under here, so the hole saw, when it breaks through, of course, doesn't hit the metal, which I have done that before, not with a hole saw. But it also helps with the breakthrough on the backside, so it doesn't tear things out. And when you get through, of course, you can feel it when it breaks through. You go nice and easy, nice and slow, and you can feel it, and then you can see inside there how that core's spinning inside there. So yeah, now I've got the holes for my gauges drilled out. So it's looking pretty good.